Howdy team. In today's show, we're going to talk about the mortgage broker, mortgage advisor mindset trap. The one that means you're stuck, J-O-B, in a job just over broke is what it stands for. You've stepped out into the big wide world of self-employment, of becoming a business owner, and your job is to let go in order to be able to grow. It's yes, to make money for your family. It's to support your lifestyle. It's to give the best possible service to your clients that you potentially can. And if you're not focused on income generating activities, if you're not making sure that you're bringing in new leads, building new partnerships, coaching and mentoring and teaching and training your team, then you are going to constantly feel stressed, feel overwhelmed, feel anxious, and feel like you are just spinning plates all day, every day. Now, if you do enjoy this one, I'd love to see your comments. I'd love for you to rate and review and get in touch with any questions that you do have, because this is a really important message that we need to keep the conversation going. This big thing that is keeping you stuck and keeping you trapped is not having admin support. It is actually being completely stuck, doing everything in a business from the end to end process. You need to make sure that you get admin support, you get a PA, you get someone to delegate the low value tasks to as quickly as possible. Now, I want to give you some tactics. I want to give you some tips. I want to give you some hints. So you're going to need to make sure you have a pen. You're going to need to make sure you have a paper, and you might even need to listen to this twice, because I'm going to give you some huge insights that are going to help you massively in order to be able to get more results in your business. The biggest mistake you can have is staying as just a lonely one-person band, one-man army, one-lady army. You need to have somebody who can support you. Because when you want to go on holiday, who's going to answer the phone? When you want to go on holiday and take some time out, who's going to make sure that your clients are looked after? When I got on a plane back in 2008, and I got that phone call just as I'm about to walk onto the plane that a mortgage offer had fallen through, and I'm now sitting on a 4-hour flight. What could I potentially do other than put the client at ease and just wait until I got there? And then the first thing I did when I sat on holiday was try and sort out somebody else's offer. So the key thing is making sure that you get some admin support, which is the focus of today's episode and today's video. So how do you break this down? Well, the first things first is you've got to find somebody to come on board. Now, in getting rid of and delegating tasks, there is a mountain of stuff that you can get rid of. First of all, you want to stop answering your phone. I stopped giving out my mobile number years ago when someone phoned me up on a Sunday saying, oh, my mortgage is the most important thing in the world. Yes, you are, but not on a Sunday afternoon when I'm spending time with my family. That can wait until Monday. It's about 2008. when I managed to stop answering my phone, had everybody go to the office. My mobile number does not even exist on any business card and hasn't done for years. Now, you may think you are going to lose business by not giving out your mobile number. I can 100% promise you that actually your clients will get a better level of service because someone is always there to answer the phone to them. If you're researching, if you're in an appointment, if you're out on an away day, if you're having fun with your family, you're distracted. You're not giving your client the 100% attention that they deserve. So first of all, getting rid of answering that phone. Then someone who can book your appointments, pre-fill fact finds, do follow-ups with clients, send out the initial invoices, send out the terms of business agreements, send out any contracts that you need to get signed. That first person is going to support you and your clients on the journey that they're about to embark upon with you by engaging your service and engaging the sale. You could break that down into post-sale as well, which is what I would recommend getting rid of first. Potentially contacting lenders, contacting insurance, chasers, solicitors, putting documentation onto the network system, making sure that they're doing annual reviews and annual check-ins. How many of you contact each and every single one of your clients on an annual basis? I guarantee not only are you leaving money on the table, but they're also forgetting who you are. The whole thing about building a business is about maintaining relationships. Now, if you're going through and you're looking for new business on the front end, how can you make sure that on the back end, the client is completely looked after? If you're spreading yourself thin across 20 stages of your sales process, I promise you, you're going to be limited in your capacity. As soon as you bring in an administrator, a PA, someone to support you, you can then begin to delegate almost in a mortgage sense, 80% of your tasks. As soon as you do it in any job, in any business, then all of a sudden the game changes and you begin to get more results because you are focused more on the marketing and the sales than you are on the admin on the back end. Now, once you bring one person into the business, you've then got the opportunity to split the roles. Because if you have somebody who supports you, say they start at the rear end first and they start working in a mortgage world with the solicitor, with following up with the lender, with telling their clients about the mortgage offer. You know, they start looking after everything after the application's been submitted. Maybe their skill and knowledge grows so much so that they key the AIP and the application for you to check before the submit button is pressed. You know, when you get to that stage, you get to a point of actually being able to bring in the front end answering of the phone call, the booking of appointments, but you can start to work towards then chasing clients for documents before you provide the agreement in principle and pre-fill the fact find. You can work on having the fact find pre-filled for you from the documentation that's been received. You know, you should not be doing this stuff. It's database work that anybody can do. And let's be honest, if you're a good salesperson, if you're a good advisor, if you're good with clients, then probably your weakest point is administration. So letting go of that is going to put you more focused on the things that you enjoy, more focused on your superpowers. And as you get to the point where you start to write more business, because when you delegate all of that stuff out, you'll get to a capacity of just two of you once again. There'll be a point where you can't do any more than X number of mortgages because of X number of protection, because of X number of solicitors. And you'll reach a point where you can only do, 5, 10 mortgages a week without the wheels breaking. And that's the thing. You have a machine and your machine can only handle a certain capacity. The reason you get stressed, the reason service levels dip is because you're taking on more business than you can manage. Everybody has a capacity. To put it into context, a personal trainer, an osteopath, a doctor can only see X number of appointments in a week. They do the appointment, they see the individual, they do the administration afterwards, and then it's on to the next one. But you need time for the toilet. You need time to eat. You need time to actually have a sit down and a rest. You can't work back to back from 9 in the morning through till 7 at night without having some time for some alternative things during the course of the day. So if that's your limit in terms of the hours that you can work, you increase the capacity by delegating the lower value tasks, focusing on the income generating tasks, and then you get the opportunity to bring in potentially a second admin. Because mortgage brokering particularly is an administration job. It's not sales like it was pre-credit crunch, in pre-2009. This job is 80% admin. It's more paperwork than people. And your job as a mortgage advisor is to spend more time with the people. If you're not giving life insurance, critical illness, income protection advice, if you're not referring over for a will or a pension, if you're not having enough time to sit down and actually focus on the person sitting in front of you, it's because you're doing too much. You're focusing on the products, you're focusing on the paperwork more than you're focusing on the individual. And you're not doing the best job you possibly can because you're doing too much that is lower value, that is below your hourly rate. As a salesperson, as an advisor, only you can increase your hourly rate. So by doing that, you split the administration role and you have somebody who acts almost like a power planner before the application is submitted to the lender, and then everything after the application is submitted to the lender. In a business sense, even in my coaching and training business where I work with 500 plus advisors, I have a PA who manages my diary, books my appointments, books the podcast, does all of that jazz. And then I have an operations person who deals with clients after they've been signed, after they've been become a client effectively, and everything else thereafter. They maintain the spreadsheets, they maintain the relationships, they sort out all the Zooms and everything else. You have to split the roles out. So you can have somebody who then just focuses on front end, answering phones, booking appointments, pre-filling fact finds, chasing clients for documents, following up whilst clients are out by looking for their home. You shouldn't be doing that. That should be someone else on your team. Just doing a phone call. Hey, how's it going? Have you found a house yet? That's not worth your time. They're supporting you, but they're also supporting the clients. And that person is the best person to become an advisor for you in the future. because they are shadowing you. They are seeing everything that you are doing. The post-sale administration is then the person who can take on the AIP, take on the applications, and maybe you split it. You know, the pre-sale person does the AIP and the post-sale person does the application. Be illogical in my mind, because one person will know the case and will understand the fact find and then follow it through thereafter. So then it becomes about chasing the lender, chasing the network, chasing the solicitor, chasing the insurance. You know, if you haven't managed to submit it by the application, by the time the mortgage application is submitted, then you should be making sure that you have an admin who follows up on any lost leads when it comes to insurance. You need somebody who's checking in on clients annually. You know, you could even split it out to a point where you have someone who deals with all the mortgage side of the administration and all the administration side of the insurance. There is no right or wrong with this, but everything in this world is admin. Your job is marketing and sales. Now, when I put this into my Mortgage Pro community, someone said, but Gary, if I delegate all of this stuff, what the hell do I do every single day? Well, you have a choice. It's your business. You know, your mindset is the only thing that's keeping you trapped. When it comes to paying for your administrator, you know, you can pay anything from 15 to 25,000. It doesn't matter how much. The experience that they have is going to dictate how much they're going to cost you. If they're new to you in the business and you've never had an admin before, the best thing you can do is get them shadowing you, creating a checklist, you know, what we call in the online world an SOP, a standard operating procedure. You can video record every task and every action that you do, and you can get somebody to create a checklist. You can create a written document that outlines exactly how you do the job and how you want the job done. And this is the thing. So many people say, oh, but I'm such a control freak. I worry that nobody's going to be able to do it as good as me. Well, I have to say, if you have that mindset, you're always going to have a job. You're always going to be just over broke. You're always going to be stressed and overwhelmed, because you have to let go in order to be able to grow. And the way in which you do it is you create a process, you systemize the process with a CRM system, for example. And I've done loads of episodes previously about CRMs. And then you can bring in people and team to manage the system, which then manages the process. And they do everything in the way in which you want it to be done. And I guarantee you that in getting someone else who brings a bird's eye view to the process, they'll question you if they're good and say, well, why are you doing it that way? Why couldn't you do it this way? Which then improves your process, your systems, and your business. So the control freak mindset is because you haven't got a process and you haven't got a system. If you put those two things in place, then you are going to change the game. If you don't get an administrator or a PA or someone to support you, then you basically have a glorified job. So you need to, everybody, I believe, needs to employ or work with at least one person. I have so many freelancers on my team. Now, I technically only have one employee because everybody else is freelance, but that enables me to get experts in each of the individual fields that are needed. There's some great caliber of people out there. There's some amazing people that are able to help you learn, develop, improve, and grow your business, and will give you more time to do the things that you love with who you love, which is the passion of mine, because in my first 10 years of business, that definitely wasn't what I did. Your business should support the lifestyle that you need and the lifestyle that you want, and it shouldn't be any other way. So in summary, I believe that you do have to get a PA. You do have to get an administrator. As you invest your time, the time that you save, you invest it into new marketing, into new first appointments, into creating new sales opportunities, into spending more time with the clients that you already have to offer them better services, better products, and better outcomes. And you make sure that you are building relationships for the long term, that they only want to work and build a relationship with you, and that they keep coming back and they keep recommending. Your administrators are there to make sure that the cogs of the engine keep turning, that you're able to be in your absolute flow, that you're able to do the things that you are an expert at. One of the first things that I do with any coaching client that I work with is an absolutely awesome personality profiling tool that literally enables me to understand them in an instant, and also explain to them and have a conversation with them about the challenges that they're facing on a day-to-day basis, about the problems that cause them stress and anxiety in a day. And 9 times out of 10, when we go through this profile, when I talk to them about themselves and about the jobs that they're doing, all of a sudden things begin to click. We then start to form and create a blueprint for their business for the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. And then we start to put that blueprint into place. We build a recipe, we work on the recipe, and we end up with a business that supports my clients' lifestyles. I've seen this over and over again. I've invested in building this myself in a brokerage that runs autonomously without me. And I know how exactly you can go from being a one-person army or a small team to being a proper business owner with a machine that can run without you if you want it to, or a machine that supports you to work on your superpowers every single day and live a life you love and have the time and freedom and autonomy to do what you want with who you want when you want. So I'd urge you to go back and listen to this episode again around getting a PA, around getting an administrator, whether you're an advisor, financial, mortgage, or insurance, whether you are a business owner. This is a game-changing mindset. This is a game changer to your business that will stop you feeling trapped, stuck, overwhelmed, and will 100% increase your income. And if you need help in getting over that mindset, then I would love for you to connect with me on any social media channel. Send me a comment, send me a DM, tag me in the comments, whatever it might well be, because I'm here to support you. I'm here to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I did in my first 10 years. So thanks very much indeed for tuning in. Go and get a PA, go and get an administrator. If you have a fear around it, then reach out to me and I'll help you. Remember, now's the time to become pro.